Me, why local matters is it's all about flavor. Like honestly, when it comes back to it's like how I judge a value of a piece of fruit is not only the price point it's at, but what it tastes like. And when it comes to local agriculture, you're looking at a more of a traditional as opposed to a mechanized form of like agriculture. And one thing I've learned from my years of experience of like buying and selling vegetables, and then being out in the field, gardening and farming, also is that machines don't make good food, and they can't farm for good food either. And what's most important when it comes to the integrity of a local product is the fact that there's a person out there farming this, picking it, that it's their blood, sweat, and tears going into this land and for this product, and they put a lot more emphasis on the quality of it. So, and the fact that when you pick things from a local community and farm environment or in agriculture, it's going to be vine ripened. The sugars in it are going to be developed. It's going to be a delicious piece of fruit, a delicious peach, delicious strawberry. I mean, there's no getting around that. And that's something that mechanized agriculture can never deliver, because it's all about staging fruit in a less ripened stage and then transporting it across the country. So whenever I get that question in my market, I always say, yeah, this might not be organic, but you're contributing to a local economy, and you're contributing to a person, like someone in your community that's producing this food. And maybe with your pressure as a consumer, you can get them eventually to explore organic options in agriculture and to become certified. If we can just get people under this realization that it's actually not that expensive to be certified organic, because that's one of the biggest myths out there right now, especially here in the state of Arkansas, is that that it's impossible to be certified organic and also be a small-scale grower. Clearly, it's not. So I hopefully that'll change in the near future, and maybe we'll be able to evolve the food system into a more local and also organic. But to me, in my market, I'm all about traditional forms of agriculture as opposed to mechanized, and that's what I'm looking for in the near future, and that's what I'm trying to source at Whole Foods. That's different than our previous, 2 or 3 decades of organic mechanized production in the Salinas Valley and in California. I would like to very much to get away from that. And what we do now is we source things out of Texas that are local to Texans, because we're a Texas company. But if you walked into a Whole Foods department in Austin, Texas, you would see about 70 local products, and a good 50 of those would be organic. And that's where they're at. And I just feel like we're a little bit behind here in Arkansas, but that's something that's attainable, and we can get to that point. We just have to develop our connections within the food culture from people selling the fruit, people growing the fruit, and that's honestly that's what it's all about. Local, at least in my mind. But
yeah.
So Liz, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything he said. I mean, no matter if you buy a tomato organically, it's still, if it's from the Salinas Valley or even Mexico organic, which you can find in Whole Foods, it's traveling thousands of miles. It's being handled by a lot of different people. And the way I kind of think about it is, if you are going to grow flowers and you cut the flowers and you put them in a vase, the minute you do that, they're starting to die. You may have them for a week, but they're dying. And the minute you harvest that fruit, it's declining in value. So the less time you can have between the harvest and on your plate, the better, the fresher. And it does contribute to local economy. For example, one of the most important things we have for the farmers market at the Bernice Garden is we really want to give backyard gardeners a chance to supplement their income. It's amazing when you drive around and you kind of, obviously don't get in the wreck, but if you look at people's backyards while you're driving, it is crazy how many people have little gardens in the backyard, raised beds or, just tomatoes. And if they have a bumper crop of something and they have too many and you know what, maybe they want to make $25 at the farmer's market or $30 with their extra tomatoes. We want to be able to do that. And that's another reason why I think local is so great, is because you could be going to that farmer's market and buying a tomato from one of your best friends. So it's great.
What about you, Kelly?
Yeah, I agree with what they said. Local's fresher. It's a better quality product. I make that value proposition all the time with our customers, and we're working on getting folks organic. We're working on. That's one of my personal goals is dispel some of the myths about being certified, and to try to help young farmers get certified, because it's good business practice to have an audit. It's good business practice to have your stuff tested and be subject to it tested. It means that you all play by the same set of rules, and so then we get to the quality goes up. I mean, so I think that patience. What is we're 10 years behind here. So 5. Okay, well, hey, that's great. Means when the end of the world happens, it's going to take 5 years to get here. That's a good thing.
Question back here. Yes, sir.